On July 16, 2003, Karl Malone shocked the world by signing with the Lakers. His contract was worth only $1.5 million, making the Lakers instant title contenders. However, what began as a promising acquisition led to a drama-filled relationship with Kobe Bryant. His wife was involved and their on-court history played a huge role. This ultimately led to Malone's departure from the team. Therefore, what did they actually say to each other? We're going to break it all down in this video, including the before and aftermath. Let's get into it. It all started in 1998. Kobe was making strides as a 19-year-old, becoming the youngest All-Star starter in NBA history. On the other hand, Malone was still playing at a high level. As a 34-year-old, he averaged 27 points and 10 rebounds per game. He led Utah to the best record in the West, earning his 11th All-Star appearance. However, it was Kobe who was looking forward to this game. He was matched up against his idol Michael Jordan and wanted to prove himself. The game started pretty normal, with Jordan making a tough fadeaway jumper. On the way back, he said, "I got him." He was referring to Kobe Bryant, who wanted to guard him one-on-one. As a result, they started calling ISOs on each other. They were going to work, and it was some great basketball. However, Karl Malone wasn't a huge fan of it. He believed in playing team basketball and wanted everyone to get involved. With 9 minutes left in the third quarter, Malone was ready to set a screen. Kobe, however, waved him off as he wanted the isolation on Jordan. This left a bad taste on Malone, who asked to get subbed out of the game. Quote, "I told Coach Karl, when younger guys tell me to get out of the way, that's a game I don't need to be in." I was ticked. Still, Kobe was enjoying the moment and kept going at Jordan. He ended the game with 18 points while Jordan had 23. After the game, Kobe was asked about Malone's comments. He thought he was acting funny, saying, quote, "I still don't remember that play. I probably did it, I'm sure I did it, but there's nothing wrong with it. I was just being aggressive. When somebody told me what he said, I thought it was funny." In other words, Kobe didn't care about Malone's comments. This was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and Kobe just wanted to make the best of it. Malone didn't publicly respond to Kobe as he let his game do the talking. In the 1998 Western Conference Finals, he dominated the Lakers. Malone averaged 30 points and 10 rebounds per game, leading Utah to a sweep. In the process, he delivered some hard fouls. He was known for this type of physicality and many labeled him the dirtiest player in the league. That sets the stage for January 3rd, 2001. With 8 minutes left in the first quarter, Malone elbowed Kobe in the face. Kobe tried to confront Malone, but he replied, "What?" This resulted in a technical foul and Kobe was clearly hurt. However, he took this moment personally. He scored 31 points, with 12 of them coming in the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, Malone struggled with just 14 points while shooting 21% from the field. The Jazz took him out with 40 seconds left and Kobe saw his opportunity. He said,
"Stockton."
The Lakers ended up winning by 11 points, with Kobe having the last word. This was also his best season yet, averaging 29 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. Combined with Shaq's dominance, the Lakers were able to win 3 straight titles. On the other hand, the Jazz were struggling. Malone and Stockton were aging, and the team just didn't have enough to contend. As a result, the Jazz got bounced out of the first round in 3 consecutive seasons. Malone was also set to become a free agent, leaving Utah in a tough situation. Malone considered his options and said, quote, "If I'm willing to take less money, a championship is one hell of a driving force. I'm working out harder now and earlier now than I ever have, and I'm not doing that just to be part of rebuilding." With that in mind, Malone decided to sign with the Lakers. He joined alongside Gary Payton, who was also looking for a title. Expectations were high and the Lakers started the season 18-3. However, on December 21st, 2003, Malone suffered an MCL tear. This was a huge blow for the Lakers since Malone was a key part of their offense. In the end, he missed 40 games due to the injury. Also, it didn't help that Kobe's beef with Shaq was at an all-time high. After only scoring 8 points and shooting 23% from the field against the Kings, Kobe was heavily criticized. On April 13th, Los Angeles Times released an article titled "Air is Heavy for Bryant Lakers." When Kobe saw this, he lost his mind. He stormed into the practice facility with the newspaper looking for answers. He thought someone said something behind his back, so he shoved the article in each player's face. Kobe told everyone individually, "Did you say this? I want to know who said this shit." Nobody said anything and there was complete silence. That's until Karl Malone said, "Kobe, obviously no one said it or no one wants to admit they said it. You've just got to let it go." Kobe replied, "Fuck off." Malone was caught off guard, so he said, "You fuck off." This was turning into a screaming match with a physical altercation bound to happen. That's how mad Kobe was. Coaches stepped in and after a team meeting, tensions cooled off. This story was reported in Jeff Perlman's 3-Ring Circus book, which broke down the entire Lakers dynasty. Anyways, the Lakers finished the season strong and cruised through the playoffs. Malone played a huge role, especially in the first round. In Game 4 against Houston, Malone scored 30 points. He was crucial in the final minutes and even embraced Kobe. He did his post-game interview next to him and things were going well. They also beat the Spurs and the Timberwolves, advancing to the NBA Finals. Everyone expected the Lakers to four-peat, but things didn't go their way. In Game 2, Karl Malone re-aggravated his knee injury. He could barely move on the court and his production fell apart. Also, Kobe was trying to win games by himself and he never connected with Shaq. The Lakers lost this series in 5 games, with Kobe saying, "I ain't playing with that motherfucker again." Of course, he was referring to Shaq and Malone tried to settle things down. However, the damage was done and there wasn't anything he could do. In the 2004 offseason, Shaq was traded to Miami with Kobe staying in LA. Also, Malone was considering retirement. His knee injury got worse and he didn't know if he could move anymore. Still, he stuck with the Lakers team and supported them from the sidelines. His relationship with Kobe grew, with their wives becoming best friends. That's until things took a complete turn. On November 23, 2004, Malone did something unforgettable. While the Lakers were playing a home game against the Bucks, Malone tried to make a pass at Vanessa Bryant. Here's how the story goes. According to Rob Pelinka, who was Kobe's agent at the time, Malone was sitting courtside with his son. Vanessa noticed the kid being pretty bored, so she told Malone's wife to call Karl. Kay, who's Malone's wife, gave Vanessa his phone number and she gave him a call. That's when Malone got a little too excited. Right when the conversation began, Malone said, quote, "Why don't you come over here and sit next to me and give me a big hug?" Vanessa was caught off guard, so she said, "Why? For what?" Malone then replied, "If you do that, it will be on the cover of every magazine in the country." Vanessa didn't really know what to say because this was her first time talking to Karl without Kobe around. Malone continued and asked, "Do you like me?" Vanessa replied, "Yeah, as a friend." Malone really got friend-zoned, so he kept going. Quote, "Can you keep a secret? I would like to tell you something." Vanessa knew where this was going, so she said, "I'm a married woman. You're old enough to be my father." Malone tried to joke around, saying, "Oh, like yeah, I'm not repeating that." At this point, Vanessa had enough, so she ended the phone call. She felt very uncomfortable that one of Kobe's closest friends was trying to flirt with her. Still, Vanessa spent time with Malone's son and everything seemed normal. They enjoyed the game as the Lakers won by 4. Kobe finished with 30 points, hitting crucial shots in the final minutes. Now, when Vanessa returned him, she noticed Malone wearing a cowboy hat. She asked why, and Malone responded that he's hunting for young Mexican girls. Yes, Malone really said that, and Vanessa just walked away. On the car ride home, Vanessa told Kobe everything that happened, basically how Malone was acting weird and saying inappropriate comments to her. Kobe was pissed when he heard the the story, so he immediately called Karl. Kobe explained what Vanessa said, and Malone didn't care to expand. He just said, "You know me, man." Kobe was outraged and replied, "That's right, I do know you, and stay away from my wife." He hung up the phone and Kobe felt betrayed. In an interview, he said, quote, "The comments that Malone said, I don't know any man in this room that wouldn't be upset about that. The past month, myself, my wife, Kay, we've had fun together. I believe in my heart that it wasn't a misunderstanding. My wife wasn't going to stand for it." Now, to make things worse, Malone treated the situation as a joke. He told USA Today, quote, "Misery loves company. This is a Hollywood soap opera and I'm not going to be a star in another Bryant soap opera." He really said that with a straight face, and Kobe had the final word in a post-game interview.
Kind of give me your opinion of what has transpired in the last couple of days. TJ Simers today wrote an article about the problem between you and Karl Malone, but I'd like to hear your opinions.
Well, I mean, like I said, when everything got started, and he had mentioned that our relationship kind of took a sour note because of something personal. My response to that is, personal information is just personal. I mean, we just keep it between ourselves. Then I just have to be a bigger man and just accept him on a business level as far as being a teammate and embrace him here in this organization. That's why I just kept my mouth shut.
When some time has gone by, is there any way that you can see to mend this problem?
No, not on a personal relationship.
You can tell Kobe really tried to control himself here since Malone crossed the line. This topic became a major headline in the locker room, forcing Malone to retire. In fact, Malone blamed Kobe for telling the media his plans ahead of time, which is just crazy. The fact that he didn't hold himself accountable shows what type of person he is. Now, Shaq decided to give his thoughts and told the Miami Herald, quote, "I'm very surprised how it came out, but I've never seen anything like that before. I thought him and Karl were best friends. I was under the impression they were closer than what they were." Even Shaq knew how messed up this situation was, and Kobe never spoke to Malone again. However, in 2015, Malone spoke about the situation again. He was asked where things stood between him and Kobe and suggested that they could throw hands.
Y'all had a little issue back then.
We had a little issue, but here's the thing about it. I'm a grown man. If Kobe don't like me today, that's Kobe Bryant's fault. It ain't mine. Back in the day when you had a beef, you didn't go get guns or knives. We just go in the back with no cameras, no nothing, and let's just knuckle up and get it over with.
Did you ever make that offer to Kobe?
No, but it's standing.
The fact that Malone didn't show any empathy is crazy. He was never able to hash things out with Kobe as he tragically passed in 2020. In the end, this will remain as one of the most disturbing beefs in NBA history. And that pretty much concludes the video. What do you guys think of this beef? Do you think Kobe handled the situation the right way, or should he have done more? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I hope everyone has a great day. Peace out.